Well, hello, welcome to I Love Gay today. And we're in the world of small business, not so small. And we're here with Vicky Pasche in San Diego from Dapper Boy. How are you?
Hello, so great to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm awesome today. It's beautiful outside.
Oh, we're all jealous. I'm from Southern California, more LA, but I lived in San Diego for years. And yeah, it's you get very spoiled. You don't even realize it till you move away.
I know. I know. I felt so grateful when I first moved here from upstate New York. Every day I was going out to the beach, and now I'm just, enjoying it from the window.
You and I
It's,
swapped coasts, and now I'm out here in the Northeast. But the thing is, it's good for me being from LA. I love the snow, love the seasons, and I love gardening. So I've got all that kind of going on right now.
yes, awesome. Good
But
stuff.
I've enjoyed seeing your company kind of develop and grow, and you've been in the news over the years, and so this it's great to for me to be connected with you here, even though it's virtual, just because I've loved some of the things you're doing, and but you kind of were one of the pioneers in this body inclusive clothing and trying to kind of change things from the ground up when it comes to how clothing is made and marketed to LGBT folks.
Yeah, thank you. It started back in 2015. It was my own kind of personal journey, myself actually, finding my own confidence and my own authenticity. And it was actually back in 2010 when I chopped off my long hair and I, came out and, started shopping the men's department. It was such a scary time, but it was exciting. And I was, finding my own confidence during that time frame. And I remember trying on men's jeans for the first time and being so excited, and terrified at the same time, shopping in that department, for social reasons and all of that too. But trying it on, it's like, that's who I was. That was me. But, I realized down the line that those clothes never actually fit my body, the right way. I would, have to buy two sizes too big to get around my curves and, in every way, the button ups too, and things like that. And, looking back, I looked pretty sloppy, even though I was so happy and, being me.
Yeah,
And then I realized it was more than me. There were so many other people with the same problem. So
yeah,
I didn't have a fashion background, but went for it. And we,
yeah.
found a manufacturer who believed in us, put our first pair together and launched it back in 2015.
Well, what I think is amazing is that I was reading some of the different interviews and stuff you've done over the years, but what I found amazing was that you've kind of men also buy your clothing, and because you've
Oh
really
yeah.
found it wasn't just women that were looking for this type of clothes.
Right. It started with myself and I didn't realize, it was gonna go the way it did. And so like it was very soon after that we had men, trans folks, I mean, everyone of different body types and sizes trying on our product and was like, this is a game changer here, and that's when we realized, we've morphed along the years here because we didn't know what we didn't know then. And so
Yeah,
it's really cool to see that we are truly a genderless brand and it's really not based on gender whatsoever. It's based on body type, style preference, and that's
yeah,
it. And I
yeah,
think, for us too, me being a plus size person, shopping the men's department, like if I were to go to a mainstream department store, I'm the highest size in the men's department, but I can still only button my button up to my chest, and it's ridiculous. And
yeah,
so I go to a plus size men's store and it's totally different styles, everything, like the fabric even is different, and I'm the smallest size there, but it's down to my knees almost, the shirts, and still so large. So it's like if I didn't have Dapper Boy, I would not have clothes that fit, period. And it's crazy, but people are, we hear stories from people all the time that are just
yeah,
humbling and inspiring, and this is why we do what we do.
yeah. I think even more inspiring too is that you guys started. Well, it was a Kickstarter campaign in 2015, and you
Yes.
started this with your wife, Cherise.
Yep, that's right. We did it on Kickstarter. Our goal was 18,000 for our very first production. We did 26,000 and we were stoked. And yeah, again, we didn't have a fashion background. It was challenging to find manufacturers to want to work with us because we didn't know what we were talking about technical
Yeah,
terms wise.
yeah,
And how much we've learned, throughout these years. It's wild. But it took, one person to believe in us, or a manufacturer that was like, I think you're onto something really cool here. I'd love to set you up with our pattern maker. And we literally took the notes on men's and women's clothing and the features and the function and the fabric and how different it really is, and really morph the two. Um, and it's been incredible. We really are an everyday line with everyday clothes, from even our t-shirts and how they fit. If I, this is it's kind of sounds silly, but like if I go to try down a men's t-shirt, it just suctions right to my stomach in all the wrong places. And then when I go to the women's department t-shirt, it's like scoop necks and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
deep V's, and like it's just different. And so like those are the things that we really think through with everything. Like pockets, women jeans and pants don't have deep pockets, and they, you could fit your fingers in there nicely, but there's no function. So like,
yeah.
that's important to us too.
Did you feel like when you're talking about, how you Kickstarter and first raising money, but did you feel like you arrived when you were on Shark Tank here not that long ago?
Oh, yes, yes, yeah. But 8 years later here,
Yeah.
that was wild, a wild, crazy experience. So exciting that we hit mainstream, and no, we didn't get the spoiler alert. We didn't end up getting a shark, but it didn't matter, because to have a brand like ours get that kind of exposure on mainstream TV was everything. And
Yeah.
in hindsight here, another lesson, a lot of lessons learned along the way here is like fundraising. And yes, the sharks are intimidating, they're celebrities, but at the same time, you have to be confident in what you have and what you offer in your business and your customers. And so they weren't aligned. And that's what's important, is finding, those people and investors that are actually aligned in your brand to take it where we need to go.
Yeah. But didn't you, even from that exposure, you got an investor anyway, right?
We did, and it was actually the same morning that we filmed
Wow.
Shark Tank
Wow.
back in September. And so, and she's really aligned. She's part of our community. She's
Yeah.
followed Dapper Boy for years, and it just so happened to be a connection.
Yeah.
And it was the easiest pitch I've ever done, because she already got it. She
Yep.
understood our mission and why it's important for a brand like ours to go mainstream. We're not, this cute little niche, lesbian brand. We are
Yeah.
proud lesbian owners, but we are inclusive of all people. And
Yeah.
so I think that'll resonate, with mainstream folks as well, is that we are a
Yeah.
body type brand. And, our whole goal is to be the next, Levi's of non-binary fashion, where it's just
Yeah.
normal to see people like me and anybody. So you just feel confident just fitting in, and belonging.
Love hearing how she already understood you. She was already, she'd been following you for years. It's interesting. And as we talk about kind of how you promote yourself, I will say that that's how, that's what we've been doing for a living for years, is just helping clients figure out how do you reach LGBT people on the internet. And but we get our best clients when we don't have to work when we don't try so hard, when they find us through the work we're doing, and they come to us and say, I see what you're doing here, and I want a piece. I want to be a part of that. And I say all that because, it's so much of what we do is in social media, and everywhere I look, like you are there, whether it's TikTok or Instagram, and even now Threads. I mean, you guys just you do a fantastic job of really kind of just rolling up your sleeves and getting the word out.
Thank you. Yeah, it started with I would say we're very lighthearted, and we add a lot of humor to our stuff,
Yeah,
with the serious mission. And
yeah,
I think it's just videos for us is like everything. And I think it kind of stems from my childhood. Like I was that geek, like always writing these crazy commercials and making my friends do them with, on video. Like we would do like Dentine gum commercials, just making up everything. And it's always been into me. I'm a very kind of cheesy, corny
yeah,
dad joke
yeah,
kind of person. And so like it really started with videos that are like, we're doing 90s R&B, like making up our own songs, like friends dancing in our clothes, like um we've done all kinds of stuff that just
yeah,
make people laugh and relate and share. And so that's like super important, just connecting with our audience. And I think, we've really morphed in that way too, where yes, and I can see the disconnect, and this is a lesson learned here throughout the way, because it was me and my friends that kind of look like me, and
yeah,
we're all having fun in Dapper Boy clothes. And so I can understand why the audience at that point thought maybe we were just for people that look like me. But
no,
throughout the years, we've learned to really show diversity in models of body types and gender and size. And so, like, up until recent here, and this was really due to lesson learned from Shark Tank, is that we wanted to show that we are a movement, and not only movement as in a social movement, but we are a movement as in you can move in our clothes. And so recently we put out this dance video, the Dapper Boy movement, and it really shows like professional dancers and our Dapper Boy models all like just meshing and seeing the movement in the clothes and seeing the diversity in all the different genders and sizes. And it's I'm so proud. I think the most proud of the most recent Dapper Boy movement video we did.
I enjoyed that. I love watching that video. That was well done. I loved how you started in the
Thank you.
barbershop and arena. You're like, hey, wait a second.
Yes, yes,
It was clever.
yeah. It was that the beginning part there was actually a little dig at the sharps, like it's because I think that's for me when I'm pitching to investors, people are like, "You're too niche, or it's just another clothing brand," you know. And so like I wanted to point that out, like, hey, it's look past my fade, you know, like look past this. But like, yeah, we're here and we're going places.
It worked. I also listen because he's a friend of mine, Jason, and with Lead with Your Brand, and you did a great podcast interview with him as well. I loved hearing that.
Thank you. Oh, he's so fun. That was such a fun interview, and you know, Sharice was able to be there for that too. And yeah, it was just good vibes all around. I love the community and just you know being a part of that, like our own queer community and talking business, talking marketing, and it's just genuine and real.
Yeah, no, he's good. I've introduced him to the folks in Dallas that are doing the Unleashed event, and I think it's in September, and we're all going to be there. So Jason's going to be there, you're going to be there, and you're going to be speaking. Kind of, is it going to be a keynote or inspirational, or you're probably still trying to figure that out right now?
We're still figuring out. We're definitely going to be on a panel. It's my wife and I. We're bringing the whole. The girls aren't coming to the event, but we have twin 5-year-olds too, and this will be their first flight, you know, to Texas. And so, yeah, that's September 22nd to 24th. It should be a huge event, and we cannot wait to meet more people and telling our story and hearing everybody else's stories. It's just there's something about being in person together. It just brings that unity and inspires more creativity and just to keep going, you know, down this path.
It's going to be amazing. So I look forward to meeting you in the real world. And mostly I'm just really appreciative you were able to, you know, you had to take a few moments of your time and share a bit of your story here with our audience.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you and what you're doing and allowing us to share our story too. So thank you.
Well, thanks again. And great meeting you here.
You too.
Feels good, so good.